Hi, I'd like to welcome you to week 2 of Healing the Body, and I'd also like to introduce you to one of my best friends here in South Africa. This is Mama Acacia, and lucky for us, she lives right in the backyard of the house where we stay here in Pietermaritzburg, South Africa. Isn't she beautiful? I guess there are well over 100 different varieties of acacias, but Mama Acacia happens to be my favorite. Roughly 6 months ago, there was an incredibly strong storm that came through our neighborhood. And just maybe about a block or so away from our house where we stay, another beautiful old acacia tree, probably older than Mama Acacia, much wider trunk, was completely just blown right over in that storm. And that has me thinking about our theme for this week. This week's Lay of the Land focuses on the spine, our human spine. And in order to reflect on the spine, I've been thinking of this story, the story of the oak and the reeds. Perhaps you're familiar with it. Aesop wrote one version, but if you look up on Wikipedia, you'll find that the story may actually be several hundred years older. In the story of the oak and the reeds, the mighty, powerful, strong oak makes fun of the reeds, saying something like, "Oh, just look at you. You blow in the wind this way, that way, this way. You can't even stand up straight." And then a huge storm comes with gale force winds. And what happens to the mighty oak? Well, because the mighty oak is incredibly strong, but also inflexible, the oak breaks. And the reeds? The reeds come out just fine. The strong gale force winds come, they bend this way, they bend that way. The gale force winds go, and there they are. They're just fine. I've been thinking about the human spine, which is really pretty incredible when you stop and think about it. The vertebrae, the discs, the spinal cord going through, holes in the vertebrae. It's really quite stunning. But when I think about my spine, I know that I want my spine to be strong. Yes, we even have phrases about this, right? Does someone have a backbone or not? Meaning, do they have character? Do they have oomph? Do they have strength of character? But we also want our backbones to be strong, our spines to be strong. On the other hand, we also want our spines to be flexible. Imagine if your spine were not flexible, and some people's spines are not flexible. Maybe they've had a spinal fusion, for example. I don't know about you, but I want my spine to be both strong and flexible. So as you go through this week, you'll find that the physical practice focuses on the spine. And we'll continue exploring breath. And this week we're going to work on putting breath together with movement, but we're also going to focus on our spines, on having a long, strong, supple spine. But I'd also like you to think about this metaphorically as you go through the week. When are you strong? When do you have backbone? And when are you flexible? And when are you both? And then, of course, there are these questions of when is it helpful to be strong? When is it helpful to be flexible? And when is it helpful to be both? Enjoy the week.